Have you ever woken up suddenly, heart racing, because you thought someone just called your name? The room is silent, the shadows are still, yet that voice, soft, familiar, urgent, lingers in your mind. Who was it? A dream, a memory, or something else entirely? Some say it's just your brain playing tricks. Others believe it's a spirit reaching through the veil. Tonight, on Whispering Enigmas, we follow that voice into the darkness to find out who's really calling you. Across the world, thousands of people report the same chilling experience. Just before waking or in the stillness of night, they hear someone call their name. Not a scream, not a shout, but a whisper, personal, deliberate, as if meant only for them. Some say it's their mother's voice. Others hear a tone they've never recognized. But all agree on one thing. The voice is clear, and it feels real. Many try to dismiss it. Just a dream, they say, but the fear lingers. Because it doesn't feel like a dream. It feels like a message. People describe waking up in cold sweat, sitting upright in bed, looking around the room, searching for someone who isn't there. And sometimes, the voice returns. Same name, same tone, same time each night. It's not always threatening, but it always feels wrong. Like something just barely outside your reach is reaching back, and it knows your name. Scientists have a name for this. Hypnopompic hallucinations, auditory experiences that occur when the brain is transitioning from sleep to wakefulness. They say your brain is still caught between dreams and consciousness. Neural pathways fire unpredictably, pulling fragments from memory, fear, or imagination. So when you hear a voice calling your name, it's not real. It's just your mind misfiring. That's the theory. But here's the problem. Why do so many people, different ages, cultures, lives, hear the same thing? A name called softly. Sometimes at the exact same time every night. Why do people who never believed in the paranormal wake up terrified, checking their closets, locking their doors? And why do some voices say more than just a name? Why do they whisper things no one else could know? Science offers comfort, a tidy explanation. But sometimes, comfort isn't the same as truth. Maybe it's not just your brain playing tricks. Maybe something knows you're waking up, and it's trying to reach you before you fully return. One night, a woman in Oregon was drifting off to sleep when she heard her father's voice. Gentle, calm, calling her name. Sarah. Except her father had passed away. 2 years earlier, she sat up in bed, frozen. The voice had come from behind her, but when she turned, no one was there. She told herself it was just a dream, but it didn't stop. Every night for the next week, the same thing happened. Same voice, same tone. But by the fourth night, the voice wasn't saying her name anymore. It whispered, "He's waiting." And then shushukushum. Silence. In Brazil, a teenage boy claimed he heard someone call his name every night at exactly 3:11 a.m. At first, he thought it was his mother. But when he asked her, she looked pale. "I heard it too," she said, "but it wasn't me." The next night, they stayed up together. At 3:11, the voice came again. Low, raspy, echoing through the hallway. They never stayed in that house again. And then there's the story from an old Reddit thread. A man said he woke up to someone whispering his name from the corner of the room. When he turned on the light, there was no one there. But the whisper continued, not out loud, inside his head. We're not done talking. Maybe it was just your brain, a misfire, a trick of sleep. That's what we tell ourselves, because it's safer to believe the unknown has an explanation. But what if that whisper wasn't random? What if it knew your name because it's been watching? Not all things that call out to us mean harm, but not all of them mean peace either. Some believe these voices are echoes, fragments of those we've lost reaching out from beyond. Others say there's something else entirely, something that waits for us in the space between dreams and waking. And once you hear it, once it knows you're listening, it might never stop. So tonight, if you hear someone call your name in the quiet, in the dark, before you answer, ask yourself, do you know who you're answering to? Have you ever heard your name whispered when no one was there? In a dream, in the hallway, in that space between sleep and waking? If you have, you're not alone. Share your story in the comments. Tell us what you heard and what you felt. Your voice may help others realize they're not the only ones hearing whispers in the dark. And if you want to keep exploring the unknown, if you're drawn to what hides behind the silence, then like this video, subscribe, join Whispering Enigmas, where we listen to the voices no one else dares to hear, because the darkness is always talking. And here, we never look away.